Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? Brother Nanshi, I am a woman who is aged 31 years old, and I have come here with my own confession because I want your listeners to assist me, but I am heavily involved in all of these things that are happening. So what happened, Brother Nanshi, was that my boss, I recently found out that my boss is a ritualist, and after I found out that my boss is a ritualist, somehow they then convinced me that it is not a bad thing to become a ritualist. So I am now heavily involved in all of these things, and there are far worse things that they want me to do, some of them that I have already done, and I so much regret the things that I am doing. So what happened, Brother Nashi, for me to be where I am right now? I came here to South Africa after I found out that my husband was cheating on me, and I said that it is far much better for me to go to Harare, where I started to work for this other family. Like the woman, she used to mistreat me in such ways that it was really painful. And I then spoke with one of my other friends who was already working in South Africa, and I told her the situation that I was facing and the money that I was earning, which was not a lot at all. So this friend of mine then said, you know what, it is far much better that you come here, because the money that you are earning there, it is just too little, and how are you going to take care of your child? Come to South Africa. I struggled so much when I was raising that money so that I can move to South Africa, and then when I had gotten the money, I then came to South Africa, started staying with my friend. Like, we were good friends. Even right now, she does not know that I am a ritualist, and we are still good friends though. But now, she is not as rich as I am. She's still working as a maid, even though I do work as a maid. But now the tables have changed. I am the one who has money, even though I work as a maid. So when I was staying with my friend, one thing that I realized was that when you are not working, the person will start to act out, showing you that they do not want to stay with you anymore. That was the situation that I was now facing at that time. I then said that since this is the situation that I am facing, what am I supposed to do? So I then started to look for a job. I started working for this other couple that is from Ghana. So I did not know that this couple, they were already ritualists, and when they had finished using me for their rituals, in which I did not know that whenever they will tell me to take an crate of eggs outside at night, this was part of their rituals. I'll just do it without even thinking twice. It then happened that they told me that they were going back to Ghana, and this was for their vacation. So they had this other friend of theirs, and they wanted me to go and take care of their friend's child. That is how I ended up working for the family that I am working for right now. So at that time, when I was taking care of their child, indeed they saw that I am someone who was very nice with their kids. That was when they told me that they wanted me to become their domestic worker permanently, and I started working for them. As time went on, that was when I realized that the funny rituals that I used to do for that couple from Ghana that I used to work for originally, that was the same rituals that I was now doing for this South African couple. So as for them, they were embarrassed to let me know that this is what they wanted me to do. Usually they would send one of their son, who is 5 years, by the way. By then, he was very young, and then the boy will come to me and he will say, Auntie, Mommy said that it is time for you to go and break the eggs at the back of the house. So I would take a crate of eggs, and then I would go at the back of the house, and then I will just leave the eggs there, and then when I would return there, something would have eaten the eggs. So one day I asked my boss lady, she did not respond to me. All that she did was that she said, "Your phone is cracked." And this was like the phone that I started using when I was working for them. And she had seen that the phone, it was already cracked. But on that day, to avoid me, she said, "I want you to go and buy a phone." She sent me to the mall. I thought that maybe she was lying to me when she gave me one of the credit cards. I went there and I bought a phone. And I then started to suspect that these people, the way that they earn their money, it is kind of like suspicious. That is how I started to ask a lot of questions, until one day I thought that maybe my boss lady and my boss had gone out. So I was busy preparing. It was early in the morning and just cleaning, doing my household duties. And that was when I opened up the fridge and I saw, I don't know if it was the head of a baboon or of a human being. I was too frightened. It was as if the spirit of fear had suddenly came over me. The things that happened on that day were quite scary, and I screamed out loud. After I had screamed out loud, that was when I saw that my boss came and he asked me what was wrong. When he saw that I had the fridge opened up, he took that plastic bag and he went with it to his bedroom. Later on, that was when they called me into the living room, and I was like shaking, and I was so scared with everything that had happened, what was going to happen to me. So that was when they told me not to worry, not to be afraid, for they had seen that I was a nice person and it will be like bad for them to end up losing a hard worker like me. That is what they said. So we then agreed that it was far much better that I should get to learn all of the rituals, even if it happens that they are not there. Then I was always going to be able to perform the rituals for them. So from that time going onwards, that is what I started doing, until finally they told me that they had been told by their own traditional healer that I was supposed to be part of their occultic club, but I have a lower rank. I cannot be independent as for now. They are my bosses still. I work for them. I respect them. But the issue is that I have to do the rituals for them. So that is my own confession. When you post me, please tell me. I will follow in the comment section. So like always, that is what I do for them. I do have money, but I sacrificed one amongst my own relatives, something that I still regret, because at that time they said that for you to become like what we are right now, there are some sacrifices that you have to perform. I said, sacrifices like how? And that was when I was told that there were sacrifices in which there was someone who was supposed to die, someone who was related to me. So this is my confession. When you post me, please tell me. I will follow through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister. So that was the translation of the message that was sent to me. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Can you believe it?